what's going on, everybody? It's Alan Thomas, aka Shadow Assassins, and it's been a while since I recorded one of these videos. I'm actually going off the cuff right now, and I'm basically talking about a little bit of the stuff that I've had going on for the past, I think, months since the last time I did one of these videos, and some of the things that I have coming up, at least in the near future, just basically what I've been up to lately. First and foremost, I'm currently getting towards the end of chapter 1 in my webcomic Infinite Uppercut. I'm actually pretty happy about that. It's been about almost 6 months since I released my comic. I'm pretty happy with the results so far. I've actually had a lot of fun working on it, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. As you can also see, I've done quite a few, I guess I've had some painting videos of me putting my webcomic up on YouTube, just like me painting full pages. And I've stuck them onto my channel with just an excuse to play fighting game music in the background while I did it. And I'll probably have more of those coming up soon, because I still have a few more pages to get done to finish out the chapter. It should be anywhere between 5 to 10 pages. I know that's a pretty broad estimation, but it should be somewhere around there that I should have remaining. I'll know more once I finish the rest of my storyboard and to plan this out some, and then I'll go ahead and start getting the script ready for chapter 2 and prepare that. I recently put out a post on, just for anybody wondering, or to get an idea of my mindset when I was making this comic. I put out a post on my Instagram page, which for anybody that wants to know, there's an icon on the video itself, but you can also go down to the link of the description box, or just go to @ShadoAssassins on Instagram and follow me there to keep up with some of my artwork or whatever, like random live videos, anything that I might do, just drawing or whatever. But I put up a post citing my inspirations for Infinite Uppercut, and I actually left one out, but my inspirations were the original Mortal Kombat game, which would be MK1, the fighting game Eternal Champions, the Street Fighter movie, the Jean-Claude Van Damme Street Fighter movie, which I may get to in a second. And Dragon Ball was a big influence, and also Street Fighter 2. I don't know how I didn't mention that before, but Street Fighter 2 was also a pretty big influence, and the movie Enter the Dragon. Those all inspired my webcomics, and a lot of those really aren't connected. Outside of maybe like Mortal Kombat 1 and Enter the Dragon, I don't think any of those things are like the other. So, and the fact that most of them are fighting games, but other than that, they're not really related. But that was how I pieced together my webcomic, and I just threw it in space. Which I don't know, it's fun for me and I enjoy reading it, so which that's always nice. Just make a webcomic that you would enjoy to read, never mind anyone else, right? That's a good idea. But yeah, those are my influences. Since I brought up the Street Fighter movie, I actually watched that again recently, and I've never said this before, or maybe I have, but I tend to watch a lot of, I watch bad movies in general, but I like to watch a lot of things that are pertaining to whatever I'm working on. So like if I'm doing a wrestling painting or something like that, I usually have wrestling playing in the background, like an old classic pay-per-view or something like that from the WWE network playing as I'm working. If I'm working on like a fighting game character painting or something like that, or I'm doing like a painting of an environment, I'll usually have music playing from the soundtrack of that game. Or in some cases, I'll just have, since YouTube is such a tremendous vehicle for stuff like this, long plays of people like playing certain speed runs of certain games. I'll just have those playing in the background, or sometimes if I have any footage of me playing myself, I'll just play that in the background while I'm working on it. That actually helps quite a bit. It's amazing how much and how efficient I was at working on my webcomic while Mortal Kombat 2 would be playing in the background, or Tobal 1 and 2, which are underrated fighting games, by the way, but neither here nor there. But one thing that I actually pay attention to and watch a lot when I'm working on these things is I'll watch Street Fighter the movie or Mortal Kombat the first movie. I'm not watching Annihilation if I can help it. Or I'll watch I have Mortal Kombat Conquest on DVD. I watched that, which is so awesomely bad. I watched Street Fighter 2V, which is the Street Fighter anime, that I'm shocked at how few people actually are aware that exists. That blows my mind. And I love it. A lot of people actually don't like that because of how non-canon it is, but I think it's awesome. It's not Street Fighter the movie level of non-canon, but it's still pretty good. And like I said, it's the anime Street Fighter 2 V. That's the actual name for whatever reason. I think the V stands for victory, but I could be wrong. But those are the type of things that I'll like have playing in the background, or well, yeah, pretty much, because I'm not watching it, I'm working. But I have that playing while I'm getting things done. And I had some drawing to do with the last couple pages of my webcomics, so recently I've been watching Street Fighter the movie. God, I love that movie to death. And it's so bad. It's such a horrible, it's just a piece of garbage, but it's so awesome at the same time. I honestly think, God rest his soul, but I think that may have been the greatest acting performance I've ever seen from Raul Julia in my life. It's a shame that his last movie that he played in before he passed away, and I think it was shortly after the movie came out, but it had to be this movie of all things. But it's so incredible. It's like, yeah, I'm like, if he wasn't in the movie, I don't think I'd ever be watching it. Like, that line when that line, which has to be one of my favorite lines in cinema history, when Chun-Li is expressing her disdain for Bison and how she hates him for like invading her village and killing all the townspeople and running them out of town and killing her father and all this other stuff, and then like hightailing it and fleeing like a coward. And Bison tells her, and I quote, "The day that Bison graced your village was the most important day of your life, but for me, it was Tuesday." Oh my God, that is the delivery of it and the look on Bison's face is one of the coldest lines and the most goofy lines I've ever seen in a movie, and it's just classic. That and Zangief's Change the Channel. Just, God, that movie has so many gems in it. Also, little known fact, and I didn't even know this until like recent years of watching the movie for like the 250th time, but there's actually like Shoryukens and Hadoukens and whatnot in that movie, and they look so bad. Like, it's just like a camera flash to let you know that the impact has been made. Oh, it's so cheesy. Though, to his credit, Jean-Claude Van Damme did a flash kick. But in any event, oh boy, did I just get sidetracked. Like I said, I have these movies and stuff playing so often when I'm working. Like, I can't even begin to describe how many times I've seen the Mortal Kombat movie and the Street Fighter movie in my life. I actually think Mortal Kombat Legacy Seasons 1 and 2, specifically 2, I thought that was really well done. That and Street Fighter Assassin's Fist, not that crappy sequel, I don't know what that garbage was, but the Assassin's Fist movie, which I believe, I think recently I saw that on Hulu. But that's probably, like, Assassin's Fist may be one of the greatest fighting game adaptations I've seen of anything. Like, I think that rivals the original Mortal Kombat movie. Very well done, even with a smaller budget as it had, because I think it was just like a fan-made film that Capcom just got behind. But those are really good, and they tell the stories of what they're trying to convey with some level of seriousness to it. But that original Mortal Kombat movie and Street Fighter movie, I think, are just such masterpieces. Like, I actually like those movies more. Not that they're better, but they're so entertaining because of how bad they are, specifically that Street Fighter one. But yeah, I've cited my inspirations on Instagram and all the games and movies, and I guess anime in the case of Dragon Ball. Those are my biggest inspirations on Infinite Uppercut. Some of those are actually still my inspirations for my Shadow Assassins comic, but just a lot more highly influenced for Uppercut than I was for anything else. So like I said, I'm coming to a close with chapter 2. Then, of course, and some of you following on my channel have probably seen this recently, I've been working on my Street Fighter tribute painting. Basically, it's like an excuse for me to just make a collage or a painting of like all the Street Fighter characters. Sort of like I did the Mortal Kombat one, which I didn't realize was 2 years ago and almost at the same time of the year. I started it like April of 2017. I don't know why I thought I did it in 2016, but it was actually April of 2017 when I checked. And I started the Street Fighter one in April of this year, so it's crazy how those things work. And I'll probably be finished with them around a similar time frame. It'll probably be sometime in June. Hopefully I can get it done before then, but there's so many different things that I'm working on. I doubt that I'll have it finished by then, but I'll try and aim for it. But so far, so good. I did the actual background of it, which I based upon the intro to Street Fighter 2 with the guy getting punched in the face in the street, and the stage where you're trying to destroy the car, like the bonus stage in Street Fighter 2. I sort of combined those two and created the background, and then I'm just drawing the characters in one by one, and then I'll make like a full video of the entire process once I finish. I think remaining, because I'm only doing the original World Warriors, I have another project in mind for the oh my goodness, I forgot the name of Bison's men, but the Shadaloo fighters, in a sense. I have another thing in mind for that, so I'll do that another time. But and I may get the super characters in at some point down the line too, I don't know. But I just wanted to stick with the World Warriors for this one, and I think, well, I got Ken, Ryu, Guile, and Chun-Li so far, so I think remaining I have Zangief, Blanca, E Honda, and Dhalsim. I think that's who I have remaining. Yeah, the original 8. So get those knocked out. I'm tossing up whether or not I want to save Zangief or Blanca for last. I might do E Honda next, only because that's the one that I'm looking forward to the least out of all the characters that I'm drawing. Just because I'm not really big on E Honda anyways, but whatever. I'll get that done next during the week, and then I'll work on Dhalsim, and then I'll think about where I'm going to go from there. To be a toss-up between Blanca and Zangief. But I'm almost finished with that project. It's actually been a lot of fun to work on. Very similar to like the sort of WWE rivalry paintings that I do from time to time, and the tribute drawing that I did for Mortal Kombat 1, as I stated earlier. So yeah, just been a lot of fun doing that, and then sharing it along with everybody, like the process of me doing each individual one on YouTube. I really enjoyed that. And then I also plan on getting back to working on more speed paintings. And I said this in, or at least I showed this in a previous video, I've been practicing sort of just getting better at drawing hands and feet, because it's really starting to bother me, and it's at least a flaw that I'm noticing in my own artwork. So I'm trying to get better at drawing that, at least drawing it without a reference. I still believe it's very important to have references when you're drawing things, but at the same time, it would be a lot easier and more optimal if you could just use memory and go ahead and sort of draw what you want to draw. I did a video before about how people talk about how you should draw from memory and not always use a reference. I think that's crazy. It's not that I don't think you should never use one at all, but the balance between sort of going off of memory and then looking at another picture, I think, is a fine line. And my hands and feet are just not up to snuff, in my opinion. So I need to practice that. And I have been, but I haven't been uploading as many of the videos as I think I should. So I'm going to try and get those out more often. So you'll be seeing more of those more frequently, just from time to time, me like sketching out just hands and feet randomly. And like I said, I am going to work on more speed paintings. I want to get some AEW inspired artwork out there, especially considering the Double or Nothing pay-per-view is, at least at the time that I'm recording this, just finished last night. Really great show. I'm really excited that I have more wrestling to watch. And it's something different from just constant WWE stuff and the 15,000 hours of programming that they have every week. Nice change of pace from a wrestling standpoint. But yeah, that's mostly what I've been up to for the past couple of weeks or so. Though I never really discussed how I felt about playing Mortal Kombat with all the videos that I had talking about Mortal Kombat going into its release, and I forgot to talk about how I feel about the game, which, as you could imagine, I love it. I love this game, though I do have a few issues with the game. It's minor things, it's really me nitpicking, but there are certain things that bother me. The main thing, and I think everybody has beat this like over the head, but like, is that how that analogy goes? Probably not, but who cares? The thing that bothers me the most is the fact that for all the cool gear and costumes and stuff that you have to unlock in the game, so many of that is requiring online play, and it's making it so damn tedious. Like, oh my god, is this such a strain to do? Luckily, I'm starting to figure out my way around the crypt, which is so fun. It's like for as much as like unlocking gear and all the microtransactions and stuff, and I don't mean microtransactions as in actual real life currency, because there's not really any of that outside of for like just like time crystals and getting gear. for all the little consumables and small aspects of the game that you need, it's such a tedious grind. And even with them giving the apology coins and whatnot to the players earlier in the patch, it still is a bitch to get through. Like, all that grinding and stuff is still so tedious to unlock things. And I still have no idea how you unlock souls to use in the crypt. Like, any way to specifically unlock a massive amount of souls. Like, I don't know. I do know you do fatalities and brutalities for hearts in the crypt, and I've been spamming the hell out of that, but I don't know how you get the souls. That one blows my mind. Sticking with the crypt for a second, that's one of the reasons why I absolutely love NetherRealm Studios and why I love this game. It's such an exciting minigame, and I don't have to worry about as many jump scares as I did in the last Mortal Kombat game. It started to get very annoying when every 5 seconds I had something jumping at me trying to kill me, especially that spider in the cave down in the crypt in MKX. Luckily in MK11, the only thing I have to worry about is getting attacked by one of Kenshi's zombies or whatever. Like, outside of that, I'm good. I haven't gotten to Devorah's Hive yet. Somebody told me that there's a spider that's a bit infuriating, but they say if you kill it, you get a skin. So it's like, okay, then I'll just mentally prepare myself for that one. But the crypt itself, how they went about, because I knew going in, because the trailer came out with Shang Tsung and whatnot, which I'm still awaiting that DLC. But the crypt is supposed to take place on Shang Tsung's island. I knew that going in, but I never thought of how it was actually gonna look. The creativity in making the crypt, basically, like, they made it like Shang Tsung's island, but they made it like his island in the sense that it's all of the levels from the original Mortal Kombat game. Like, all the stages in Mortal Kombat 1 make up the crypt, and that's just incredible. I didn't really notice that. I was just going through the crypt blindly, and it never dawned on me the gravity of how they wove together all of the original MK1 stages until I actually went through. I think I went past the Warrior Shrine, and when I stood and looked up and was like, holy shit, like, it's Mortal Kombat 1 in the crypt. Like, it looks incredible. Like, I don't even know what to say. I'm so blown away by that. Even when you go through the courtyard and the back part where the bridges are is the pit area, which is amazing. Then the back area through the opposite side of the courtyard leads you to like a foresty area, but that also has a tie-in to around where the Warrior Shrine is. Then past the Warrior Shrine leads to like a cave with an elevator that takes you down to Goro's lair. Come out of Goro's lair and it takes you to the bottom of the pit, which you can like go around there and unlock things and stuff down in that area too. That's pretty cool. The only thing I haven't really seen is the palace gates, which I think that's around where you first start at going through the crypt, if I'm not mistaken. That's like the entrance. And I think it's also you start out in the opposite area of Shang Tsung's palace. I know all the Mortal Kombat stages by heart. So it's like you start off in Shang Tsung's palace, you get to the palace gates, go into the courtyard, and then you can either go towards the pit or to the Warrior Shrine, which leads you down to Goro's lair and then towards the bottom of the pit. So they got all the bases covered from the original Mortal Kombat game in this one mode, and it looks incredible. And then all the cool stuff that you unlock, since, you know, me being me and this being an art channel, I have no problem with going through the crypt and unlocking concept art, because I like stuff like that and I love seeing the process of them from a creative standpoint coming up with stuff from the game. Though I will say it bothers me a little bit more with this game than it has in any previous Mortal Kombat games, solely because it's so tedious to unlock stuff in this game. For you to spend like 15,000 coins and then you get like a sketch of Kano, like, that's annoying. But all in all, I still don't really mind the concept art that much. I still find myself like going in the collection and seeing all the artwork and pictures and stuff that I have unlocked so far. So that's really cool. As far as gameplay itself, I still don't feel like it's slow, but yeah, I get what everyone said originally when they talked about how it's slowed down and they nerfed the combos some. You can still do some pretty gnarly combos in this game, but like, it's not like the crazy 22, 23 hit combos that you would do in MKX. You're not really getting stuff like that off without like a move that's going to get you a bunch of those extra hits. And amplifying moves is also very important for combo strings, like in any Mortal Kombat game or NetherRealm game for that matter. And then movement, without there being a run button, it does make it somewhat slow, but I don't really run in Mortal Kombat games to begin with. I dash a lot. Any video game that has a run button for Mortal Kombat that isn't Mortal Kombat 3, I'm not using it in the first place, so that's just me. That's not that much of a loss, but with certain characters, you can definitely tell the pace of the game of this one being much slower than the previous ones. That being said, I still love the variation system. I love the custom variations, and I love naming the variations and playing people online too and seeing some of the ridiculous names for some of these variations. SMG Princess actually put out a video where she posted some of the best like variation names that she's come across. I advise anyone to like look those up there. I can't even do it justice. Just look those up if you want a quick laugh with some of the stuff that people come up with for this game. But though I like the variation system, some of the moves still bother me. I disdain the fact that Scorpion's spear does not function like Scorpion's classic spear. I like it, but I don't like it. And then the lack of a clone from Sub-Zero also bothers me. It's like he has all of his classic moves but the clone, and it's annoying. Other than that, Kung Lao, who has become my main since there is no Rain and no Takeda still, which is so infuriating for me. But Kung Lao, I still got him, and his combos are really crazy. I have a lot of fun playing with Kung Lao. I'm still trying to get good with him. I'm getting smashed online playing with Kung Lao. And there's nothing more frustrating than me being tired from like hours drawing and hopping online to Mortal Kombat and then losing like a good 10 times in a row. That's always fun. But yeah, I play with Kung Lao a lot. He's a lot of fun. And that's really about it. I'm still trying to figure out what other characters I can sort of get behind. I'm really liking Johnny Cage. It's the only other character that's really caught my attention so far. Not really feeling Jackie, not really feeling... Liu Kang's okay, but I'm not that fond of playing with him either. I find myself just spamming the bicycle kick a lot. And I like Sub-Zero, but Sub-Zero's attacks, like, it's just, I don't know, it's just not enough for me. But of course, with people spoiling DLC and rumors and stuff like that, there's still the going rumors that guys like Rain and Fujin and Sindel, or females like Sindel, are going to be added to the game later on. So I'm still praying that I get Rain as a character, and hopefully I can still get Takeda, though with the way that this game plays, I seriously doubt we'll get Takeda in this game, which sucks, but whatever. I would get into the story. I'll probably do that another video or another time. I'm not going to talk about that right now. There are still people out there who have yet to get this game and have yet to even see story mode or any of the stuff like that online, so I'm not going to touch any of that. But I will say I love the story mode. Minor plot issues, but it's a Mortal Kombat game. Of course there are plot issues. But I love the story mode, and I'm looking forward to seeing exactly what they do with Mortal Kombat 12 following the story mode in 11, because very interesting ending to this game, but I'll just leave it at that. Wow, that turned into a long sort of rant about Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter the movie, so that's the sign that I need to get off of this. Check out more of my artwork down on the channel. I have a lot more speed paintings and sort of, like I said, I still have my Street Fighter tributes that I need to get out in the coming days, and I'll still have like drawing practice videos and stuff that I'm doing from time to time that I'll be uploading soon. And I have tons of other content and just wacky stuff that I'll do from time to time, like a fusion art challenge or anything like that. So just stay tuned to my channel, subscribe if you haven't already, and also make sure to like this video and share it and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And you all have a good one, and I'm out.